All right, so carbs. Are carbs good? Are carbs bad? Let's talk about it. Carbs are not good. They are not bad. They are simply energy. Your central nervous system thrives off of carbohydrates. So you need a minimum of 120 grams to 130 grams every single day just for basic cognitive function. Now, if you have diabetes, if you have epilepsy, things like that, there's going to be other dietary things that you need. But if you're a normal everyday person, you're going to want to get carbs in your diet every single day. So there are different types of carbs. There's complex carbs. That's going to be like potatoes. It's going to be rice. And then there's simple carbs. That's going to be candy or fruit. So when we think about our carbs, I usually tell a lot of people get about 40% of your diet is going to be carbs. I personally like 35 percent just for me. And then if you're more active, I would say closer to 50%. So if you're an athlete, you want more carbs. The more energy that you're expending, the more carbs that you're going to need. So for me in particular, what I really like to do is 35% most of the time. But if I have like a heavy, intense day where I'm playing hockey, going for a hike, a long run, I'll just add in a little bit extra carbs. So that way I can continue to fuel myself the way I need to. So what are some good carb sources? Well, you can do sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, beans, and legumes. When you mix that with brown rice or white rice, that's going to give you a complete protein, and then it's going to also give you that carb source, and then that also give you some good high fiber. So then we can go into Ezekiel bread or whole grain bread, rolled oats, pasta, any berries or fruits, quinoa, and then what I really want you to think about with certain vegetables is peas, carrots, corn, any type of squash, eggplant, pumpkin, or beets. Those are all going to be considered carbohydrates. So those vegetables that I just listed, think of those as carbs, not as vegetables, because they're not going to be, they're starchy. So they're not going to be as, how do I say this, nutrient dense, but they're going to give you the carb source that you need. With that being said, let's go back into any sort of wheat. So most people aren't gluten intolerant. They just have a deficiency or a gene mutation that does not allow them to absorb folic acid well. And that's what gets sprayed on all the wheat. So that if you go to a different country and you have whole grains and you're good, then you're good, right? So what I want to get into is different types of carbs. So this is a pear. I like to pair it with a protein. So I just ate some cottage cheese and I'm going to finish this after, right? This is going to be about 100 calories versus these four caramel Dove chocolates right here. Not that much, right? That's going to be about 270 calories total with those four. A lot less food, and it's going to spike your blood sugar like crazy. What's really cool about fruit is one, you're getting that simple carb, but two, you're not going to spike your blood sugar as fast because you're having that fiber. So there's two things that come with it. We have more volume for our food, and we have more filling. So if you eat that fruit, you should be more filled up and you're good to go. So are these Dove chocolates bad? I would say no. And the fact that if you need to actually get spike your blood sugar, if you're an athlete that needs a simple carb, if you're doing any sort of like powerlifting, if you are trying to do any sort of explosion, you're gonna want those simple carbs. With all of that, let's get into something like oats or granola. I really love this Purely Elizabeth. And it is honestly it's good for you, but it's going to be calorie dense. And that's a lot of times what people don't really think about. If we look at the label here, only 2/3 cup. of this is going to be 240 calories. Now, you're going to get all that fiber that you need from it, and you're going to feel full, but you're only getting like a cup, 2 cups. You add some milk in there, you're already at 500 calories. So you just want to be aware and cognizant of how much carbs you are putting into your body. And again, I really like to pair your carbs with your protein. So that way, one, you can feel more full. Two, you can make that protein more bioavailable and your muscles can absorb it more. So then you have that energy that you need and you can rebuild the way you need to. So if you overdo carbs, you will get fat. That is true. It's easy to get a lot of carbs, and that's okay. So the next thing I want to go into is fats. So that's what the next video will be about. And I'll see you guys later.